Alrighty, Ina. Say hi to everyone. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah. I know. See, my hair's going a little bit crazy today, but Mama did the best she could. Oh, goodness. All right. So, if you have been following along with any of our videos or the newsletters, you might know that we are doing a sweater along. And I did finally have a chance to go ahead and cast on and get my sweater started. And for those of you that don't know yet, we are doing the boxwood cardigan. Yeah. Aren't we? Are we doing that boxwood cardigan? Say, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're doing that boxwood cardigan. Ha ha. Ha ha. Yeah. And I chose the Studio Donegal Soft for my sweater, and I'm using the color Tide Pool because that's one of my favorites out of the new colors. So here I have my sweater started, and we'll see if Ina will maybe model for us a little bit. So this is a top-down sweater. There we go. So you can see that, oh no, just put your arms down a second. That, there we go. That this is the front opening here. So these will be the cardigan fronts. These are the sleeves. Whoops, popped a few stitches off. Put those back on. The lace sleeves right here. And those are our raglan increases, our top-down raglan increases. And here, hang on, Mama, we'll get this off of you. There we go. And then we have our back as well. And you might notice that I have some locking stitch markers in my work, and what I'm doing is I am tracking my increases. So I find this to be a really helpful thing to do. Every time I do an increase for those cardigan edges, because I have very specific instructions on what I'm supposed to be doing, and make sure that I mark it. So this was my increase every 4th row, and these are now my increase every 2nd row instructions here. And one thing that I noticed was because I have in my pattern a purl row where you set up your patterning for the sweater, I count that as sort of my row 1, but that's not the row 1 for the chart. And so in my instructions, I instruct you to do a knit front and back on the increases along that neck collar. And what you really need to do is, if you're on a right side row and you are considering that to be your front row, then or your even row, then go ahead and use that knit front and back on the knit side. But if you happen to be on the wrong side, then you'll want to go ahead and use a purl front and back, because the knit front and back just doesn't look as good on those purl edges. No, you don't want that? What do you want? What do you want? You want this because you want these? Maybe. There. Is that better? So as you're going along, if you are doing your increases on that smooth knit side, do a knit front and back. If you're doing them on the purl side, do a purl front and back. It's completely up to you. Just make sure that you're getting those increases in and you'll be fine. That's really the more important thing. Yeah, see, we got an increase. So anyway, you can start to see that lace progression on the sleeve. You can just start to see some of the holes popping open. Once we actually block this and the yarn relaxes a little bit, the holes will be much more pronounced and you'll really see that lace pattern much better in those sleeves. And I think it's going to take me, what did I decide? That it was going to take me about 4 skeins maybe to do my smallest size, my 36-inch. But remember, I'm knitting a 36-inch because once I wash and block my yarn, it will end up being a 38-inch sweater. So when you are doing your sweater, do be sure that you do a gauge swatch and you check your gauge and you do the math so that you can decide which size is really the best size for you. Hopefully, cross your fingers, the next time I get to talk to you, Ina will have given me a little more knitting time, and I will have made it down to that split where we pull the sleeve stitches off and put them on holders. And I actually like to use dental floss for my holder. It's inexpensive, it's easy to thread through, and I can actually tie a knot in it or a slip knot, either one, so that it holds my stitches for me. And your stitches don't stick to it, which is nice, unlike using another piece of yarn. Yeah, I suppose you could always use a cotton thread as well, but I just really like dental floss. I always keep dental floss in my knitting kit, just for that reason. So next time, hopefully we can go ahead and I will show you how to put all of those stitches on your dental floss to hold them. And then we will resume knitting back and forth to make our cardigan body. And because it is mostly a stockinette body, it's really easy to adjust if you need to trim the waist a little bit or add some stitches for some hip flare, or maybe you're a little bit narrower in the shoulder but you're bigger throughout your midsection. You can go ahead and add some extra stitches so that it fits a little bit better. It's really easy to customize this sweater to fit your chest and your belly area. So because of all that extra stockinette. That's a nice thing about having a cardigan with just the pretty patterned sleeves. So anyway, hopefully we'll see you again. If you're just joining us for the sweater along, you are clearly not behind. I have not made it very far. So you can join us at any time. I'm sure that you will have more success in your knitting time than I do, because someone is crawling now and stealing my yarn and stealing my needles. And can I have that back? Thank you. Anyway, I don't get as much knitting time as I would really like at this point. So remember to hit that subscribe button, follow along with us for this sweater along. If you haven't joined our newsletter, go to that blacksheepfiberemporium.com. That's blacksheepfiberemporium.com, and join the newsletter. I send out information there. Don't forget that until end of the day on September, what did I say, 20th? Yeah, I believe that's Friday. So just a couple more days. We do have 10% off all of our worsted yarn. So you can pick up some of this fabulous soft to make your own boxwood cardigan. Or you can choose one of the other worsted weights that we carry as well, and you'll get 10% off your purchase. And remember, if you want to do this boxwood cardigan and you buy enough yarn to make the sweater from us, I will send you the pattern for free. So you can join in and you'll get a little extra bonus. So that's 10% off your yarn plus the bonus of a free pattern. Hopefully you'll enjoy making it as much as I do. I really am enjoying my knitting time when I get it, when you give me knitting time.
Say I don't give you lots of knitting time, Mommy. We got things to do.
Uh-oh. Well, since she's now spotted my necklace and therefore is going to make sure that she gets to look at it very closely, we will see you next time. Remember, subscribe, go to blacksheepfiberemporium.com and pick up some yarn for your sweater, and I will see you next time.